Hey y'all, I wanted to address the topic of fullness and restriction now that I am a little over a year out. So, I get a lot of questions, usually at least two or three per week, about whether or not I still feel restriction now that I am, over a year, had hit over the year mark. And the answer to that question is yes. Yes, I still have restriction. I still cannot eat as much as I could prior to ESG, and I do still feel restriction within my stomach. However, what I am experiencing is something called delayed fullness. And what's happening is that I may not actually feel it until after I stop eating. And this is important to note because I did ask my doctor about it. I was kind of curious about what was going on. I started to feel it maybe about months 10, 11, something like that. Just kind of noticed that feeling would come about 5 to maybe 10 minutes after I finished eating. When I asked him about it, he said that what I'm experiencing, they had already kind of looked at the studies, and what I'm experiencing is where my gastric emptying has returned to the normal rate. So when you first have a weight loss procedure or ESG or something like that, your stomach empties extremely slow. It's about half or maybe a little bit more in the very beginning. As the months go on, that gastric emptying, where the food is kind of moving and digesting pretty much, starts to speed up and go back to the normal rate. So now that I am a year out, my stomach is emptying at what would be a normal rate. So when I eat, I don't necessarily feel the fullness right then. I don't know if you all had this experience maybe prior to a weight loss surgery, but you know how you can kind of just eat and eat and eat and eat and eat, and then after the fact you're like, oh, I'm full. That's kind of how it is for me now, which was prior to ESG, the normal thing, only that fullness is, not the same portion sizes. So it's really important at the very beginning of these journeys to figure out what your portion size is, what the appropriate portion size is for you, because now I kind of know when I need to stop eating, even if I don't feel it. And then later on, about 5 to 10 minutes later, I'll feel it. I'll actually feel that the restriction kind of kick in, or that fullness kick in. So, case in point, today I had some spaghetti noodles, meat sauce, and a salad for lunch. I did not measure this morning because I was running late, so it was kind of left over from last night or the other night when I cooked. And today I ate it, and it was not a huge portion, but I knew probably about 5 minutes after I stopped eating that I probably should not have eaten as much of the noodles, because I could feel them. It's like that restriction kicked in 5 to 10 minutes later, and it's like, oh, you're extremely full now. And it was a bit uncomfortable, not painful or anything like that, but definitely I had that, ugh, I'm full type moment, and I usually don't like to go to that, ugh, I'm full type moment. Yeah, my lights go out on me. Isn't that funny? So I just wanted to let you all know what I'm experiencing now. And I also wanted to ask, for those of you that are 10, 11, 12 months out over that mark, are you having the delayed fullness as well? Does it depend on what you eat? Does it depend on the day? Or is it typically you have delayed fullness and you are just kind of watching your portion sizes with the assurance of knowing that when you stop eating, that you will be full because you have learned those healthy habits? Talk to y'all later. Bye.